Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. So today, I think I'm going to go over my Roth IRA because I'm about to do some really stupid things to it, and there is a method to this madness. So, a few things. I just had this thought that my condo, the renter's lease is up next April, so I have basically a year. And at that, he can either renew, and I'll have a plan for that. But if my condo goes back on the market, I've had 4 buyers, and this will be the 5th buyer. And I was just thinking, oh my gosh, it's going to cost you like $50,000 to close on your condo. And I don't know if that's true or not, but if I have enough time, I can use options to generate more income, and hopefully it won't be $50,000 and I'll just be able to disband my options and go back to that not being ridiculous. But if I do need $50,000, then I have options. So like one of the options would be I need to apply for personal loans again. Last time I tried to get a personal loan, it was right after I had been denied a short sale. And since I had the delinquencies on my account, then the only personal loans I was able to get approved for were 30%. And that's way more than just getting the 10% penalty from the Roth IRA. So hopefully next year, if it is going to cost me $50,000, I could apply for a personal loan. It would be less than 12%. And I can do that and not have to bother my Roth IRA. But I would rather have the money because I don't particularly want to go below $100,000 in my Roth IRA. That's not just a vanity thing. It's just that with my age, the way that I am, this $100,000, if I don't do anything stupid to it, between this and my traditional IRA, I should have enough money to retire. So I just need to not do anything stupid to it in the meantime. So also, I'm turning 40 next year. And I have backed out of the cruise. So the best birthday gift I can give to myself is attempting to get all of my affairs in order so that by the time I'm 41, I can retire. And not like retire, but like I'm fine. Financial independence, next endeavor. I want to be able to do whatever I want. My passion side projects, full time. I live on a farm. I don't do anything. I don't want to do anything besides have time to do the things I want to do. So if I can sell my condo, or if I have the renter, I can focus on getting the rest of everything paid off. So my first goal is to use options from my Roth IRA to generate $14,000. And that will go to my taxable account. And the reason it's $14,000 is because I can contribute $7,000 to my Roth IRA every year. So after I get the $14,000, I can use that options to generate the $7,000 to put back into my Roth IRA before April next year. So what options have I started to do in my Roth IRA? I sold a third of my Roth IRA, and now I've sold a put on MSTR. And this time I got $715, but if I'm more aggressive, I could get $1,000 a week. So the goal right now is, because I know that we're in a bull cycle, and I think MSTR went on a little bit of a rebound, and like, I'm not being as aggressive, but as soon as it's back down again, which I think it will, because we're in a bear market, or it's in the off cycle, I'll be more aggressive again, and we'll just do a straight old dividend wheel. So I'll be able to generate about $1,000 a week, and then the premium that I get from that I'll put into MSTU, and as soon as I've generated $14,000, I will put that into my taxable account, and then basically just continue my MSTR wheel, and I'll probably put it in the 3-fund portfolio after that, and just continue growing this account and have a waiting pattern where I'm like actively doing things and I'm not panicking, but I just would rather have more money to deal with selling my condo later. And then, so like, what am I going to do with the $14,000? Like, what is that going to do? Well, I could do one SPY leap option, which is $10,000. I could do a bunch of MSTU, which is like 150%-ish for premiums. But what I think I'm going to do is SPX. And yes, that is $5,569 for one share of SPX. But what I can do is a combination of a bearish call spread and a bullish puts spread. And what that will do is basically, like, I will sell them, get $400 a premium, and then buy them back for $200. So like, as soon as they lose half of their value, that's $200 per day for the spread, which is $1,000 each. So $2,000 is so $2,000, $200 a day, and then the thought on this is, okay, sometimes the market spikes up and sometimes it takes the elevator down, but it could only do it one at a time. So like, even if I lose it on one leg of this, the other leg will give me premiums to make up for whatever losses I would have had. So hopefully I could do a ladder on either side so that I'm not in danger of losing too much money if it moves against how we want it to move, which is basically just the Bollinger Bands. Like, I want it to stay within that range. So with $2,000 per like this strategy, with $14,000 I can do more contracts and get a lot of money. The only problem with SPX is that this is a riskier strategy than a SPY leaps, which is basically just you buy a call and it's typically around $10,000, even if a SPY contract traditionally cost $50,000. So you buy the call, it gives you the control of 100 shares because you're using that as the collateral for doing the cover calls against it. So for SPY leaps, there's 2 ways to make money. You do the cover calls and you can get like $200 a week conservatively. And then when it's within 3 months of expiration, you can exercise it and make profit if SPY has gone up in that time period. So I think I have a lot of plans, but and you knew I would. But for me, I'll try to do something like the first $2,000 I get from options a week, I will put towards my debt. And then everything else, like if I get to the $10,000, I will do the SPY leap because I think that it's safer than SPX. And, I am raising a lot of money and I do need a lot of money, but I would also like to not lose a lot of money when the market moves against how I want it to move. So we're going to have a more exciting second half of this year because I would really, really love to be able to be debt-free by the time I am 41. Just spend my 40-year just getting out of debt would be my preference. So we have income until April. And even though I'm going to get the $14,000 before January, I'm going to use the time until January to like beef up my buffer and practice XPX and stuff like that. And I could start a little bit early, like 500,000. It doesn't matter. It helps because you never know what's going to happen with life in general. But I think that if I can get, $1,000 for $2,000 in this contract, but $8,000 is not that bad because the $1,000 is per week. So that's $2,000 per week that I'm wanting to raise through options. And I did it in March. It just really strained my portfolio because I don't have enough money. But, if I add more money, then it would be more reasonable to expect that amount of money. And then if I sell my condo, July, August, then I do have an extra $3,000 in my paycheck that could go through this. So this could be, $5,000 from options and $3,000 from my salary. And it just equals $8,000 and I'm on track. So we'll see how ambitious this is versus what is the reality of what I can actually do. But that is the new goal of my goals for life and my life are just, I just need to be able to have freedom. If I'm going to live in the mountains in the middle of nowhere and be socially isolated from everybody and do nothing and not doing anything, I really just want the freedom of my time, and that's the most important thing to me. So we'll see how this ends or how it winds up, but to me, once I get my credit cards paid off and once I get my trailer paid off, I would be, I would do fine the financial independence next endeavor with my truck payment because my truck is only $515 a month. That's really not that bad. And the reason why I would do my trailer before my truck is because my trailer's APR is almost 9%. And because it is a chattel loan, it's basically impossible to refinance. So I would rather just, if the worst thing happens, I still own my house. Like, I can always trade in my car for something cheaper, but a house is difficult to do that. So I think there's a strong possibility that I'll just be angry enough at my debt that I can just retire at the end of 2026. So, anyways, hopefully you're here for the journey, and I'll keep you all updated. So, for Yield Might, I was distracted today, so I have not actually updated Group C from Yield Max, but I will do that tomorrow or later today. And so, anyways, so if you had like $600 to invest, then, and you wanted to do one that pays every 4 weeks, then this distribution you would have gotten $46.30 from Platy. But that translates to $50.66 monthly, and $11.69 weekly, and $607 annually. And this just helps you compare, because this pays weekly. Well, that doesn't pay weekly, but like this pays weekly, and this pays every 4 weeks, and then we have the monthlies. And so it's kind of difficult to compare them one by one when the distribution cadence is different. So, and then for Financial Philharmonics, I Want to Be Free. That's the song tonight. That's my anthem. That's just where my head's at. And my exact plan might change and be flexible, but the goal doesn't change. The goal is to just be debt-free by the end of 2026. And I will talk to you later. Bye.